In a video circulating on the internet, a Wuhan resident says she witnessed critically ill coronavirus patients sealed up in body bags while alive. Factories and businesses in China resume work. Some scenes of massive gatherings of Chinese people are raising concerns of the outbreak situation worsening. Inside one prison in eastern China, guards must sign forms promising not to spread so-called rumors about the situation inside the prison amid the coronavirus outbreak. And globally, the coronavirus continues to spread. 4 countries in the Middle East reporting their first cases, while Italy's increasing numbers of cases spread fear across Europe.
Welcome to China in Focus. I'm your host, Tiffany Meyer. Wuhan, the epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak, announced just days ago it will build 19 new hospitals for people infected with the coronavirus. But today, authorities suddenly announced the end of the city's lockdown. People without any symptoms and who have reasons to go out of the city are allowed to go. But a few hours later, they withdrew the announcement and put Wuhan on lockdown again. Later, they said the official reason is the first announcement came from a lower branch of the regime and was not valid. But are there other reasons behind it? No one knows. One document showed the Chinese army already knew about the coronavirus and reacted to it as early as 2019. This is a notice from the Naval University of Engineering of the Chinese Army, dated January 2nd. It said due to, quote, unknown pneumonia, only people who really need to enter the university are allowed to enter, with the approval of the university, and they must undergo body temperature testing. This document mentioned another document from 2019 with the title Request for Implementation of Measures to Prevent the Control of Pneumonia of Unknown Cause. Another document showed Shanghai Public Health Clinical Center sent an internal report on January 5th to the Chinese regime's National Health Commission, saying that this center had worked with 2 medical institutions in Wuhan and detected a SARS-like coronavirus in 1 patient. The center suggested taking corresponding prevention and control measures in public places. But the Beijing authorities did not tell the public that there is human-to-human transmission until January 20th. Millions of people have gone back to work since China's economy has taken a hit. According to several Chinese state-run media, at least 14 factories, including in Beijing, have at least 17 confirmed cases of the coronavirus. Over 600 people have been quarantined as a result. And in Hubei province, over 1,000 police infected. We received an internal notification from Hubei province. And since there's a lack of human resources, other cities have sent police to help out. The document discloses how police ensure so-called stability amidst the epidemic. Since the outbreak began, the police have increased their violent response to people suspected of having the virus. Videos circulating online have sparked controversy. This viral video shows police officers separating a mother from her child as they suspect the mother of being infected. And inside eastern China's Renchen prison, guards must sign a written promise not to spread so-called rumors about the situation inside the prison amid the coronavirus outbreak. That includes social media and related circles. We obtained a copy of the form. And the WHO went to China, and their team of experts conducted on-site investigations in Beijing, Guangdong, and Sichuan.
So, in the face,
They held a press conference on their findings, saying the novel coronavirus spreads through respiratory droplets. The WHO added since it's a new pathogen, people of all ages are susceptible. No one is immune. A new study by medical journal The Lancet states the death rate among the critically ill coronavirus patients was over 60%. Researchers studied 710 cases in Wuhan. Among 52 critically ill patients in the ICU, 32 died within 28 days. 67% were male. And Beijing has issued a warning about traveling to the U.S., saying Chinese tourists have been unfairly treated due to, quote, excessive epidemic prevention measures. Outside China, coronavirus cases continue to increase. South Korea is now the worst hit outside China with over 800 cases. This even surpasses the Diamond Princess cruise ship. In South Korea, officials raised the national alert level of the virus to the highest. And outside Asia, Italy has now become the worst hit with over 200 cases and 6 deaths. In the Middle East, Kuwait, Bahrain, Iraq, and Afghanistan announced their first cases today. And Japan's health ministry says a cruise ship passenger who had been hospitalized after testing positive for the new virus died on Sunday, the third death from the Diamond Princess cruise ship. The ministry also announced 57 more cases of infections from the ship. With the new cases, nearly 700 people have been infected. That's almost 1/5 of the ship's original population of 3,711. In a social media video, a woman describes her witnessing critically ill coronavirus patients sent for cremation before they die. NTD's Juliet Song has more.
A Wuhan hospital is sending coronavirus patients for cremation while they're still alive. That's according to a woman in a video that's circulating on social media. Speaking in a Wuhan dialect, the woman describes how she witnessed the patient next door being sealed up in body bags. This video could not be independently verified. She goes on to say the man was wrapped in 4 body bags and then put into a box-like device. The man was in his 70s and critically ill. He was in room number 18, the ward next door to her. The woman says she witnessed several cases. She says another old man in the hospital was also cremated before he passed away. After the patients are sent away in the box-like device, the woman says doctors then tell the patient's relatives that their loved ones have passed away. She didn't clarify what the box-like device is. Reporting by Juliet Song, NTD News, New York.
As authorities in China trying to put out an image of confidence and having things under control, some measures might have risked worsening the virus spread.
Though many are questioning whether the outbreak in China has really slowed down, Chinese authorities are sparing no effort to make it look that way. Multiple provinces are downgrading their disease response levels. Social media videos show some medical checkpoints are being removed. Authorities are pushing factories to resume work in an effort to prevent an economic slump. Tourist sites are reopening their gates, with one even offering free tickets to attract visitors. Such measures might have sent Chinese people the wrong signal. The image that everything is under control may have caused unexpected consequences. In this southern town, for example, residents swarm the local markets.
And
in Sichuan province, large numbers of people coming out to take a sun bath and have tea. Many are not wearing masks. And at Beijing's Fragrant Hills Park, a famous tourist site, the traffic is so heavy that cars can barely move. Overcrowded scenes like these have prompted heated debate on China's social media. Fears are rising that this could escalate the spread of the virus. Authorities are scrambling to react, and some places are launching emergency traffic restrictions. Penny Zhou, NTD News.
China is bringing in 7 cruise ships to house medical workers in Wuhan, but disease control on cruise ships is under scrutiny after hundreds of passengers on board the Diamond Princess in Japan contracted the coronavirus. The first of these ships arrived in Wuhan on Friday from a nearby city. 6 more are on the way. The 7 cruise ships will be able to offer 1,500 beds for medics in the battle against the epidemic. Tens of thousands of medical workers have come to the Hubei province from across China to support the effort to contain the coronavirus outbreak. The local hotel is fully occupied. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention updated its coronavirus tally, saying there are now 53 confirmed cases in the U.S. That's up 18 cases from Friday. The new cases are all from the Diamond Princess cruise ship. As the number of infections and death keep rising around the world, the WHO says it's preparing for a potential pandemic. Officials announced a 6th person infected with the coronavirus has died in Italy. More than 200 people have come down with the virus since last Friday. The latest data shows the vast majority of cases are in the northern regions of Veneto and Lombardy, home to Italy's financial capital of Milan.
Milan residents are so far approaching the coronavirus outbreak with calm, cautious attitudes.
We don't really know. There's too much alarmism which is not always justified. But the situation is tough. We can't make light of it. But we should approach things with calm and take things as they come.
Looking to slow the progress of the highly contagious disease, authorities in the worst-hit areas have shut down schools, universities, museums, and cinemas, and have banned all public events. An outdoor market, a fruit and vegetable vendor, said the request for home deliveries had increased in recent days. According to the latest numbers announced by the Civil Protection Agency, the worst-hit region, Lombardy, has seen a total of 167 cases in just 4 days. Almost a dozen towns in Lombardy, close to Milan, with a combined population of nearly 50,000, have been placed under effective quarantine. Similar measures are in place for a small town in neighboring Veneto. The European Commission said on Monday, February 24th, the European Union was not yet considering suspending travel within the border-free Shenzhen area. EU Health Commissioner Stella Kyriakides said travel restrictions in the Shenzhen area should be coordinated among EU states. She added that a mission of the World Health Organization will go to Italy on Tuesday to assess the situation.
Since Saturday, daily contacts at technical level are taking place with the Italian authorities, the Commission and the European Centre of Disease Prevention and Control and WHO Europe to discuss the situation that is evolving.
The EU is planning to spend nearly $250 million to tackle the outbreak.
South Korea struggles amidst hundreds of coronavirus cases. The latest numbers show 833 people contracted the virus, while 8 have already died.
Coronavirus cases are rising in South Korea. 833 people are confirmed to have contracted the virus. 8 people have died. The South Korean parliament is closed as it undergoes cleaning. Men in protective suits spray disinfecting liquid. Only the back entrance of the parliament remains open for limited business. Most of the new cases in South Korea are linked to an elderly woman and those who attended church with her. The church is located in the southeastern city of Daegu.
Especially in Daegu, a large number of confirmed cases have been reported. If we don't stop the spread in the Daegu region in an effective way, there's a high possibility that it would lead to a nationwide transmission.
South Korean President Moon Jae-in issued the highest level of national alert and ordered new resources to tackle the outbreak. There are also fears that the outbreak could spread quickly among military troops living in close quarters and potentially spread to U.S. forces stationed in Korea.
Iran's health ministry insists that only 12 deaths have been recorded nationwide, but a lawmaker in the Iranian city of Qom suggests that 50 people have died from the new coronavirus this month. The lawmaker says the Iranian government's effort to control the virus has been unsuccessful and that health workers have no access to proper protective gear. But health ministry spokesman says the lawmaker has no access to coronavirus statistics and could be mixing up death toll figures with those related to other diseases like the flu. Clusters of the new coronavirus in Italy, South Korea, and Iran could indicate a serious new stage in its global spread. Global share markets and oil fell today, while the price of gold surged. This as coronavirus cases continue to spread outside China, making the state of worldwide economics uncertain.
The Dow Jones ended around 1,031 points lower, a drop of 3.6%. The S&P 500 declined 3.35%. The Nasdaq Composite dropped 3.71%. Europe took a beating, with Italy plunging nearly 6% after a spike in virus cases left parts of the country's industrial north in virtual lockdown. Frankfurt and Paris were both down about 4%. London's FTSE dropped 3.3%. At the same time, the value of gold surged 2.8% to a 7-year high of $1,689 per ounce.
Here at China in Focus, we bring you first-hand information from inside China. Don't forget to subscribe for the latest updates.